As the candidates faced off in a military forum last night here in New York, Hillary Clinton shared her outrage over the VA scandal.
I was outraged by the stories that came out about the VA, and I have been very clear about the necessity for doing whatever is required to move the VA into the 21st century, to provide the kind of treatment options that our veterans today desperately need and deserve.
But that's not at all what she was saying just last year. Listen.
Overall, veterans who do get treated are satisfied with their treatment.
Much more so than people in the regular system.
It's exactly right. Now, nobody would believe that from the coverage that you see and the constant berating of the VA that comes from the Republicans, in part in pursuit of this ideological agenda.
So she didn't think you had that tape. Well, why is she changing her tune? Is she right then or now? Here to discuss is a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, Veterans Affairs Committee, and Democratic Senator from West Virginia. Always great to see the Senator. Senator Joe Manchin,
hey, Brian,
welcome. How are you?
Fine. How are you all?
Just want to get you to respond. To which Hillary Clinton do we believe? The one last night or the one last year?
Let me just say that everybody was outraged when we found out what was happening to our veterans and why they were getting waitlisted and why it was taking so long in so many of our facilities, and we all dug into that, and we brought Bob McDonald, and I really believe that Bob McDonald and his staff has really tried to change the atmosphere, the delivery service to our veterans. If you talk to our veterans, and even after this scandal and all the things that happened, they still would rather go to a VA hospital or VA clinic than to the private. I've been out all over West Virginia, and I talk to them and ask them. Some are upset, but most of them, majority of them, want to stay with the VA system, and we're trying to improve it. So I understand what's going on.
Well, what did you make of Donald Trump's suggestion last night that, the system is not perfect, doesn't work, hasn't worked in the past, and if you're unable to get service after a number of days or weeks or months, have a card where you can go to your local doctor, you can go to your local hospital, and you'll get better.
Well, hey, Brian and Steve and Angela, we have that because first choice. We're doing everything we can to give flexibility. In Alaska, we don't have one VA facility. They get weighed on very quickly because they're using other government entities and other government-run health clinics. We're doing everything we can, and the veterans should get priority treatment anywhere they go.
Absolutely.
I believe that in my heart, and I believe that Democrats and Republicans together believe that. But most of them would like to go to the VA. They want us to improve it, and we're doing that. But basically, if there's an illness they have that we can't cure, can't service them, they should be able to go immediately to the private sector. And if there's a wait period, if they're longer than 40 miles or 45 miles away, go to the closest facility you can to get healed.
Now, Senator, I was out in Arizona. I interviewed a lot of these individuals that have sued the VA, that are complaining because their loved ones died on the waiting list. All of them preferred to get treatment at other hospitals. They just couldn't because it was expensive to go to another hospital. It was free care at the VA. So I respectfully disagree with you on that. I'm not sure who you're talking to.
No. I know. I told you in a couple of states, Arizona was really, it was the headwaters of all of our problems there. That's what happened. And I think hopefully that's been corrected or being corrected. That's why we came up with first choice, because of the situation in Arizona, so they can go somewhere else. I want them to get treatment too.
Senator, and something else you want is a little bit of respect for the miners, coal miners. There's been 3,600 job losses just in the last year in West Virginia because of coal. There's a war on coal, and it's coming from the White House.
There sure is, Brian, and I've said that. I disagree wholeheartedly with the President's energy policy. You have to take basically an all-in energy policy. That means use everything you have. This has been accelerated because of the White House's overreach and their environmental overreaches. We've got to find a balance. The rest of the world is using fossil. If you want to help clean up the global climate, I want to do that, then you better find the technology to do it. Don't deny it and think they're going to follow us because we've harmed our economy. They have just about crippled West Virginia. 6 of our counties are in a deep depression right now. We're fighting to overcome this. Our miners are coming. We're fighting for the Miners Protection Act, which basically goes back to 1946 with Harry Truman saying that this is such an important product for our country. These people have delivered the energy that's built our country, fought both wars and won them. We owe them to get their benefits of health care and pension. Let's fulfill that, and that's all we're asking. I only need 7 of my dear friends on the Republican, 7 more Republican colleagues of mine in the Senate to help us get this over the hump. I think they're going to come through. We're all going to work together in a bipartisan manner. This is a promise that was made in '46, and it was reaffirmed in '74, '92, '93, and 2006. Nothing else more has been promised to the miners who've gotten crapped on more than any other part of our society.
Well, your big problem is your own party, but you're trying to buck that trend. Let's see what happens. Senator Joe Manchin, thank you very much for joining us today from the Russell Rotunda.
Hey, thank you all. I appreciate being with you all. Thank you.
Thank you.